In this video, I am sharing a scrap busting mini album made using paper scraps and leftover scrapbook supplies. This easy scrapbook project is perfect if you're looking for creative ways to use what you already have. Hi everyone, this is Debbie from Project 39 Mini Albums, and as part of the Paper Stash Smash series, I am smashing scraps this month. This came from the great outdoors. I had a bunch of really cool things, and you know, I hate to put half finished uh, collections back in my stash, but during the summer I did, and I knew that I would be attacking it. So I grabbed all of those little pieces and decided this is the time. I used not only what I had left of the paper collection, and I had 12 by 12, 6 by 6. I had some of the uh, different pieces of ephemera. This is a doodle. It's not a doodle pop. Anyhow, the doodly thing. Um, and a lot of the odds and ends from the great outdoors. So I'll show you some of those as I use them up. This is from the sticker sheet. So is Adventure is Calling. The little VW van. I don't know if you can see, but it's pretty popped up. It's got 3 layers and 3 layers, well, 2 layers on the stars and the clouds, and this enamel moon was part of it. I thought that is a really cute cover. Wouldn't that make a nice card? Anyhow, I will also tell you in a little bit about a tutorial. I was using also some of my chipboard scraps. This one was 4 by 4.5, and it's got just about a 2-inch spine. So it's a small little, it's a mini album. This is a sticker. It came from the sticker sheet, and I was at the end of it, and I was like, why don't I use that? This is from the odds and ends. I just took those two mountains and made them into a pocket. This polka dot paper was just from another paper pad I had in my stash that sort of coordinated. Now the yellow isn't as bright, but you know what? If you didn't see that, you would be like, oh, that's perfect. So I took one of the tags from the collection, added a little bit of twine to the top, and put it here. You could absolutely put a little photo here. The photo doesn't have to um, be glued down. You could make it, take it out if you want, or you could glue it down. It depends on where the subject is in your photo. I made this into a flap. I had taken this paper and just folded it. And so you open it up. I have this little slit of paper here and put a photo mat there. I do have a little magnet somewhere, probably underneath the sticker. Or no, I have the magnet here. So that closes nicely. Our next page, I have a little pocket. I added the bike to it and added a little piece of coordinating paper to use as a photo mat. Same thing, I've got a little flap here. I have the bear. I have another bear. It was um, an enamel sticker. I put one of the pine trees there, and that'll open up. I did use my die cutting machine. I guess I had been making cards with this paper, and that was a leftover die. I put it on some white paper, and that is a great spot to add photos. Now, I do have a couple of small photos. It's small, and I know this is more vintagey, but you could put a nice little photo there. This photo mat, you could put a 2.5 by 2.5 photo there. Another magnet is holding that closed. I used the campfire as a tuck spot. Added just a scrap of paper so you can put a photo on it, and it also is open there, so if you wanted to, you could tuck it inside of that. I made the picnic table in this case a tuck spot and added a piece of paper onto that so you could add a photo there. Did something in this book I don't usually do, and that is to add some paper to the hinge system, just because of the way I put this book together. And again, you don't have to put this here. You could put a photo in there. I mean, wouldn't it be great if you have a picture of everybody sitting around the picnic table? That would look adorable right there. Or do that and then add this and journal on it, or add more photos. So many options. Here is the flap that'll open like that. This is open so you can add a photo underneath, for instance, like that. Love the little trailer. Now it actually was attached to the truck. I disconnected it so I could put the truck on this flap and the trailer on that flap. But I love when people coordinate their trailers and their trucks. It doesn't always happen that way. Here's the flap, and that'll open up. Good room for a photo there, and this is open so you can add a photo or journaling on that page. So on our last day of camping, we decided to go fishing. It says, let the adventure begin. I guess the adventure of fishing. This came from the 6x6 border strip, and it was perfect to make a little pocket, and that just goes down like that. And here I added a couple more pieces from the odds and ends, a bucket of fish, so it was a successful day of camping. A nice tackle box, and a worm must have slipped out, and he's just moving on by. But that makes a good tuck spot, and again, you could put a nice photo there or add the photo to this mat, and you've got a great spot for photos. You know, you could put photos on the back of your books. I know most people don't, but you could. That brings me back to the front and brings me to the topic at hand, which is tutorial. So for various reasons, I did a lot of mini albums and I did not do tutorials. I just figured at the end of when I show you guys all of these mini albums, and I think there's about 8 in total, I'm going to put out a community tab and ask a community poll and ask everybody who, I don't know if you have to subscribe to see my community tabs. You might have to. I don't know. But anyhow, I will put out a poll to say, which would you like to see for a tutorial? So that is my idea on how I can figure out what people want to see most. So again, this one was 4 by 4.5 with a 2-inch spine, and I used up a whole bunch of scraps to make this mini album. I think it's the odds and ends that really make it fabulous. Did I use up all the odds and ends? No. They multiplied while I wasn't watching. That's what I wanted to show you today. Thank you so much for watching. Have a fabulous day.